Cruise news time. Well, a challenging story about U.S. cruise passengers now being quarantined in a foreign land. Also, an exciting story about cruising returning to another California city. I'm also excited about one of my favorite brands. They're now going to have a presence on a cruise ship, like an official store on a cruise ship. And I did some food dining in SoCal last night. 3 different restaurants in one evening, just to get a flavor of Los Angeles. Which one did I like the best? Cruise news. Let's talk about it. Good morning, Los Angeles. Hey, what's up, Loca fam? My name's Tony. I'm your host for the journey today as we delve a little bit into the cruise news. I got cruise news updates, and as you saw, it's 7 a.m. here in Los Angeles. I got to go I got to go to the airport at like 9 o'clock, but my plane doesn't leave until 11. But I wanted to get this cruise news out to you one last time from Los Angeles, especially after the cool evening I had last night, trying out some of SoCal's iconic food places. But first, let's talk about the challenging story. The reason this story is challenging is I got friends that are going to be in this boat in a little bit. It's all about cruising to Bermuda. The story is about the Crystal Symphony, who now has passengers quarantined in Bermuda. 6 passengers quarantined in Bermuda. Why is Bermuda so challenging? Well, I just hung out with our friends at the ship show, our friends at Sharon at Sea Travel. They have a group cruise going to Bermuda, and they were telling me about some of these testing challenges. Since it takes a couple days to get to Bermuda, not only do you have to test before you get to the cruise port to get on the cruise ship, but you also have to test while you're on your way to Bermuda so that you can have a test within a couple days of arriving in Bermuda. So, there's the first hassle. Now, Norwegian Cruise Line, they're going to test you at the port either way. However, you got to bring your own test to the cruise port in case anything goes wrong with the test at the cruise port if you want to get all your money back. So anybody that's cruising on Norwegian from New York to Bermuda, you got to have a negative test when you show up. They're going to test you at the cruise port to let you on the cruise ship. And then on your way to Bermuda, they're going to test you again. The test that they're given on the cruise ship is a PCR test, usually considered more accurate. Sometimes it takes a little longer to get the results. I know there are rapid PCR tests, but that's the deal. That's what happened on Crystal. Cruise passengers, they showed up at the cruise port with a negative antigen test. These are vaccinated passengers. They got on the cruise ship. They started sailing to Bermuda. Along the way, they had the PCR test that they had to have before they got into Bermuda, and 5 people tested positive. And so as soon as the ship made it to Bermuda, Bermuda health officials quarantined the ship. They locked the ship down. They took the 5 passengers off the cruise ship along with their close contacts. They tested the close contacts, and 1 more person tested positive. They have quarantined 6 U.S. cruise passengers in Bermuda. Now, I was reading a press release from over there in Bermuda. It doesn't say how long they're going to be quarantined, at whose expense are they quarantined. They've also, any crew members that have come in contact with these folks, they've got them quarantined on the cruise ship, and the whole rest of the cruise ship had to get retested and locked down once they arrived in Bermuda. Now, fortunately, after the rest of the ship was cleared and everybody came up negative, they were allowed to go forth with their vacation, and the close contacts that did not test positive of the people that were on the cruise ship, they were able to continue with their vacation, or they were allowed to fly home. The reason I bring it up is because, again, we've got friends that are going to be in this situation, and just something to be mindful. I'm not saying don't cruise to Bermuda, but Bermuda, from what I hear from everybody that's dealing with it, has a whole different set of circumstances involved. I don't think we should be shocked at this point that there's COVID on board. I don't think that we should be shocked that there are breakthrough cases, vaccinated people showing up with COVID. That's part of our normal life. But yeah, make sure you got your travel insurance and just be prepared for everything, because you may be getting a different kind of vacation when you go to Bermuda. Cruise news story number 2, San Diego cruise port opening back up for business. She's going to be the home port to the Disney Wonder Cruises. We'll start from there, and then she will be taking a port stop from the Grand Princess, which was cruising from Los Angeles. I'm here in California. Let's give a shout out to San Diego. That cruise life is coming back to San Diego. That is super exciting. And then cruise news story number 3, one of my favorite brands, they are going to open a store on a cruise ship And I'm already questioning, is this going to work out? But anyways, I'm going to tell you all about it. Before I get there, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like to stay up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. Lego, yes, one of my favorite brands, Lego, the toy Lego. There's a lot of adult fans of Lego that maybe wouldn't call them toys, but they're toys. The toy Lego opening up a store, like a legit big Lego store on the AIDAprima. The AIDAprima, one of the newest cruise ships in the AIDA cruise line. Lego's a Danish company, and so they had a big ceremony where representatives from AIDA and representatives from Lego, they got together to open up this Lego store. AIDAprima going to be cruising around the Mediterranean. However, let me ask you this. If you are an adult fan of Lego, or if you are a child who loves Lego, most of the time, these are not small packages. And so my assumption, or my thought is that they're going to sell a lot of small Lego kits, because you're not going to be able to buy the huge like Death Star and carry it off the cruise ship. I mean, you could, but most of the time I don't know anybody that has that kind of room. Maybe they'll be doing a shipping from land. This, look, I've probably spoken too soon. It wouldn't surprise me if you could purchase stuff on the Lego store on the cruise ship and then have it like shipped to your house. That would probably be good. Personally, I think it would be fun to walk around and look in the Lego store while I was cruising. Again, I probably wouldn't make a big purchase, but yeah, if the prices were comparable to land, maybe I would impulse buy something and have it shipped to my house. What I really hope to see is maybe some sort of exclusivity where you could only get a certain Lego ship or Lego set, possibly of a ship on that cruise ship. That would be kind of cool. Any fans of Lego out there, what do you think? Would you buy Lego on a cruise ship? And a question for everybody else. Well, what favorite brand that you have that you would love to see on a cruise ship that you could peruse or buy something on a cruise? Leave a comment below. All right, let's move on to my last night food adventure. I've been in LA, I've been at this conference, and I really haven't left the hotel much, and there's not a lot of food options here. There's a restaurant downstairs, a little pricey, okay, but I've been Uber Eats in some food, and I had 2 deliveries of Del Taco and 1 delivery of Panda Express, and then one day for lunch, the conference gave us Subway, which we had to walk around the block to get, and so really I had 1 meal at the hotel, 2 Del Tacos, 1 Panda Express, and 1 Subway, and then that was it. And so my friend Ronald, LA Ronald, I like to call him, he calls me up and he says, man, what's been going on with you? How's the conference? I'm like, it's great. He's like, you've been getting some of that great SoCal food? And I'm like, no, not at all. I'm Panda Expressing it and Del Tacoing it. And he's like, well, while those are good, what are you doing, man? You got to get out of there and get some real SoCal food. And I'm like, all right, well, I got tonight free. And so he made a plan. Thank you, Ronald, for being the awesome person that you are. He said, just don't worry about it. I'm going to pick you up at the hotel and I'm going to take you to some iconic food here in SoCal. And I'm like, all right, let's do that. And so let me take you on the SoCal adventure. First, we went to Pink's. This is over on La Brea. I've been to the La Brea tar pits before. Like, this was something stuck in my head because of the Flintstones. So 10 years ago when I was here, I went and saw the La Brea tar pits. It's pretty interesting. But Pink's is on La Brea and Melrose. I think pretty close to La Brea and Melrose. And this place is iconic. It's been in business forever. And as I enjoyed my Pink's last night, I understood why. So many different variety of hot dogs. We got these 3 hot dogs. The one on top, the Brando with chili cheese, onion. The one in the middle is the Rob Reiner. It's got mustard, sauerkraut, and then the one on the bottom is the LA dog, jalapeno. I think it had some mayonnaise, bacon. These were all delicious. These are snappy hot dogs. These are hot dogs with a snappy casing. They're made on a grill. I understand. Like there's all kinds of pictures of famous people on the wall eating at Pink's, and I understand it. Let me just say that. We moved on from that area. We went to downtown Hollywood, old downtown Hollywood. We could see the city hall there, that's like Dragnet. Remember that TV show? That's the building. And it was cool. But we went to Philippe's, the original. This is the place where the French dip was invented by accident, and now it's a whole French dip place. You can get beef and lamb and and pastrami and the whole variety of things there. But we went for just the original French dip. We got the French dip. We got potato salad. We got some of their lemonade. Oh, I forgot to mention with Pink's, they had Coke in the bottle. And this was like the sugar-filled like Mexican Coke, right? So Coke in a bottle with real sugar. That was delicious. But the lemonade here at Philippe's was good, and the sandwich was pretty amazing. It was good. Again, we're trying to eat, we cut those hot dogs in half. We're eating the sandwiches in half. And then the third stop on the SoCal adventure, everybody said it, you have to go to In-N-Out Burger. So we made our way back over here to LAX, and we had In-N-Out Burger by the airport, which was exciting on its own. I had what was recommended by a lot of you guys in the Facebook group. I had the double animal style with a Neapolitan shake, and that was delicious. The animal style, really cool. It adds a lot of crunch to that burger, a lot of texture to that burger. Of course, it has a special animal sauce. So yeah, that was my food adventure in LA last night, and it was amazing. But we really only scratched the surface. I mean, there's so much more cuisine to try here. The Chinese food, we went through Chinatown at one point. Chinese, there's Japanese. Of course, you've got the Mexican food here. Again, we only scratched the surface. A lot more deli type places to go to. Did you see the big pickle at Philippe's? Pretty good. So the question, which one would I go back to first? If I came back to SoCal, where would I be heading first? It's a little neck and neck between Philippe's and Pink's. There was so much variety at Pink's. I would just like to go back and try 3 different dogs. But then the same thing, I'd like to go to Philippe's and work my way through that menu. Both were fantastic. In-N-Out was great, certainly. It's nice to have another burger reference in my head now, but I'm not always like going burger first. I want to go something a little different. I'm always dog before burger, and I'm definitely French dip before burger. So In-N-Out, I would do it again, if it was close. But if I had my choice between Pink's, Philippe's, and In-N-Out, I'd probably go Pink's 1, Philippe's 2, In-N-Out 3. What would you do? What's your favorite SoCal restaurant? If you've ever been here, leave a comment. Boom, that is your cruise news. Lots to talk about. Bermuda, that's a little scary, but exciting. Would you buy Lego on a cruise ship? Leave a comment below. Thanks so much for checking out the show today. This is Tony for Lido, Loca. Thanks for being a member of the Loca fam. Please hit the like button to show your support, or I'm going to accidentally leave the animal sauce off of your double animal style. Nobody wants that. And until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.